The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have one of the biggest people in the NFL in Vita Vea. Now they have one of the smallest defensive linemen we have ever seen go in the first round, Calijah Kancey from Pittsburgh. But drawing some comparisons to Aaron Donald, I'm Peter Bukowski with James Yarcho from Locked On Bucs. Before we dig into this pick, Locked On's NFL draft coverage is presented by Ultimate Football GM. You think you can run an NFL franchise? Visit ultimate-gm.com to play the ultimate NFL GM simulation game. Start your dynasty today. And James, talk about complementary skill sets. Vita Vea will just shove you out of the way. Calijah Kancey is one of those guys with, while he is small, one of the most athletic defensive tackles we have ever seen come through the NFL draft.
Yeah, not only that, but deceptively strong. He does have quite the ability to collapse the pocket, especially when he starts to get offensive linemen to lean a little bit. And what's funny is a lot of these, a lot of the media is comparing him to Aaron Donald based on his size. And Jason Light, the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, talked about it. He's like, I'm not comparing him to Aaron Donald. That's not fair. He's more like John Randall, which is hilarious because that's exactly who Lance Zierlein of NFL.com compared Calijah Kancey to. This is a great pick. This draft fell in such a weird way that the Buccaneers really had their choice of any position of need that they wanted. You had Calijah Kancey, who was obviously the choice. You had Anton Harrison, the offensive tackle from Oklahoma. You had Nolan Smith, the edge rusher, all sitting there. Calijah Kancey is a great pick for this Todd Bowles defense. Vita Vea led the Buccaneers in sacks last year, and he needs help. Shaq Barrett coming off of the ruptured Achilles. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka has, a great ability to pressure the quarterback, but hasn't figured out how to finish yet. Logan Hall, they don't really know what they have in him yet. He was the first pick of the second round last year, still developing. You still have Will Golston there, but Vita Vea needed help. And having a guy like Calijah Kancey that can come in, be that pass rush rotational specialist, and really cause a lot of problems for interior offensive lines, it's a stellar pick.
So this is a defense that has a lot of really talented players on it right now. Why not, in this situation, go offense, maybe even quarterback with Will Levis still on the board?
I think they're going to roll with what you have in the competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Now, I think Baker's going to win that competition going away. But if you're going to take Will Levis, you're essentially admitting defeat on a second-round pick from just a few years ago. You have to give Kyle Trask that opportunity to be able to compete. And if you bring in Will Levis, now you're dividing the starting snaps for a quarterback into thirds between three different guys. You can't do that. You have to be able to give more to Baker and to Kyle to have a true quarterback competition. Next year's quarterback class, if Baker doesn't work out, if Kyle doesn't work out, is much better and much deeper. Maybe they take a run at a quarterback next year, but I think they're really hoping that one of these guys emerges under Dave Canales, the new offensive coordinator, and can really step up and help the Buccaneers win a wide open NFC South.
We talked about Kancey, some of his ability as a pass rusher. This was, when they won the Super Bowl, a defense that you didn't even think about running the ball on. They have not been quite that level over the last few years. How do you think Kancey fits as someone who can play on early downs, or is this a situation where, at least as a rookie, he's probably going to be more a situational sub-package player?
I think as a rookie, you're looking at more of a situational, rotational pass rush kind of guy. He can develop into that every down lineman. I absolutely believe that. But I think early on, he's going to be a rotational guy and somebody that can help generate pressure on the quarterback. Needs some refinement in the run stopping area of his game, but he has all of the tools, all of the skill sets to be able to become that guy. Maybe midway through the season, you're going to start to see him play a little bit more on those early downs. But for right now, I think they're happy just having a guy that can also generate pressure outside of Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett, and potentially Joe Tryon-Shoyinka if he takes a big step forward.
If Vita Vea is going to take up double teams on a regular basis, that means someone like Calijah Kancey can get one-on-one blocks, and that is a great situation for a rookie to be in for everything around the Buccaneers draft. And, of course, all things Buccaneers you can subscribe to Locked On Bucs on YouTube or wherever you get podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. James, thanks.